Good morning to all the distinguished dignitaries, esteemed academicians, industry experts. Today, we stand at the intersection of human intellect and machine intelligence at a time when artificial intelligence is no longer a distant innovation, but a decisive force reshaping business and society.
And the inaugural session of the two-day international conference on AI-powered application and strategies for business excellence, organized by the Department of Studies in Commerce, Vijayanagara Sri Krishna Devaraya University, Ballari. I am Sam Stanley.
And I am Namrata B. Gundu. We are honored to serve as the Masters of Ceremony for today's inaugural session.
I request our faculty members to escort the dignitaries on the dais. Thank you, faculty members, for graciously escorting the dignitaries, and our heartfelt thanks to the guests for joining on the dais.
As we gather here for an exchange of ideas, let us also take a moment to honor the culture and heritage of our state. I now request everyone to rise as our informed students sing the Nadagiti.
जय भारत जननीय तनुजाते, जय हे कर्नाटक माते, जय सुंदर नदिवनಗಳ ನಾಡೆ, ಜಯ ಹೇ ರಸ ಋಷಿಗಳ ಬೀಡೆ, ಭೂದೇವಿಯ ಮಕುಟದ ನವಮಣಿಯೇ, ಗಂಧದ ಚಂದದ ಹೊನ್ನಿನ ಗಣಿಯೇ, ರಾಘವ ಮಧುಸೂದನರವತರಿಸಿದ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ, ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ. ಜನನಿಯ ಜೋಗುಳ ವೇದದ ಘೋಷ, ಜನನಿಗೆ ಜೀವವು ನಿನ್ನಾವೇಶ, ಹಸುರಿನ ಗಿರಿಗಳ ಸಾಲೆ, ನಿನ್ನಯ ಕೊರಳಿನ ಜಿನನುತ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ, ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ. ಶಂಕರ ರಮನುಜ ವಿದ್ಯಾರಣ್ಯ, ಬಸವೇಶ್ವರ ಮಧ್ವರ ದಿವ್ಯಾರಣ್ಯ, ರನ್ನ ಷಡಕ್ಷರಿ ಪುನ್ನ, ಪಂಪಲ ಕುಮಿಪತಿ ಜನ್ನ, ಕುಮಾರ ವ್ಯಾಸರ ಮಂಗಳಧಾಮ, ಕವಿ ನಾನಕ ರಾಮಾನಂದ ಕಬೀರರ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ, ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ. ತೈಲಪ ಹೊಯ್ಸಳರಾಳಿದ ನಾಡೆ, ಟಂಕಣ ಜಕಣರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಬೀಡು, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಶರಾವತಿ ತುಂಗ, ಕಾವೇರಿಯವರ ರಂಗ, ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ವಿವೇಕರ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ, ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ. ಸರ್ವ ಜನಾಂಗದ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ತೋಟ, ರಸಿಕರ जय हे कर्नाटक माते जय हे कर्नाटक माते जय हे कर्नाटक माते.
Thank you everyone. You may please be seated. To seek the blessings of the Almighty for the success of the academic gathering, we will now have an invocation song by Ms. Rashida. To seek the blessings of the Almighty for the success of this academic gathering, we will now have the invocation song by Ms. Rashida.
महागणपतिं महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि वसिष्ठवामदेवादिदवन्दितमहागणपतिं महादेवसुतम् गुरुगुहनुतं महादेवसुतं गुरुगुहनुतं वारकोटि प्रकाशं शान्तं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियं महाकाव्यनाटकादिप्रियमुषि गणपतिं महागणपतिं महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि.
Thank you, Ms. Rakshita, for that soulful invocation. To set the tone for this conference and extend a formal welcome, I now invite Professor Sadisha Sappa S., Professor and Chairman, Department of Studies in Commerce and Organizing Secretary of this conference, to deliver the welcome address and the introductory note.
Ladies and gentlemen, respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, distinguished invitees, delegates, research scholars, faculty members, and my dear students, a warm welcome all of you for 2 days international conference on AI-powered applications and strategies for business excellence. At the outset, I warm welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Mundraj sir, as President of today's function, as whose visionary and unwavering leadership out to offer a token of love to our Honorable Vice Chancellor. I feel happy to welcome the renowned person, a legend of commerce, whose name and fame pervade across the globe in the academic domain, Professor Ireshi sir, former Chairman and Dean, Faculty of Commerce, Bangalore University, Bangalore, as Chief Guest of this inaugural session. I request Professor Olekar sir to offer a talk. Though she is attending online remotely, we extend warm regards and welcome to Dr. Walsh. Sir, former Chairman and Dean, Faculty of Business Function. I invite Dr. Jilan Bashar to offer a token of love to S. Jayanasar. Thank you, sir. I am also delighted to welcome very good administrator and the registrar of our university, Sri request Dr. Chalwadi to offer a token of love to Nagaraj sir. Thank you, sir. I am very happy to welcome the dynamic register evaluation of our inaugural ceremony. I request Dr. Veena Madam to offer a token of love to Professor N.M. Sali sir. I also extend, thank you sir. I also extend warm welcome to the respected dignitaries, respected syndicate members and academic council members to this inaugural function. I am happy to welcome all the deans, chairmen, directors, coordinators, principals of various degree colleges and faculty members, other faculty members from the various institutions, and my research scholars and dear students. Wholeheartedly welcome you all to this inaugural session. I extend heartfelt and enthusiastic welcome to all the delegates, paper presenters, dear research scholars. Your presence forms the very foundation of this university and active engagement that truly bring this event to life and define its success. Now, I take immense pleasure to welcoming our sponsors whose generous collaboration has played a pivotal role in bringing this event to fruition in their absence. I am also happy to welcome media partner Dr. Rakesh, Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Sunil PRO, who are responsible to disseminate this information to the society. Not the least, once again, I warm welcome to all of you for this inaugural session. Thank you, one and all. Yes, let me explain theme of the conference, purpose of the conference. Let me begin with a simple truth. Business today is not as usual. The speed, complexity, and unpredictability of our global markets require a new kind of agility, that cannot be achieved by mere traditional or conventional methods. In this context, artificial intelligence emerges not merely as a tool, but fundamental and essential, a tool in order to improve the overall efficiency of the company. In the present scenario, businesses are to compete at the global level and need to move against benign winds. It is difficult to move against benign winds, but it is essential for the existing businesses. In addition to this, companies should offer the best products at a reasonable price without compromising. It is one of the important methods, artificial, and it provides competitive advantage that is need of the hour. AI-powered applications and strategies are no longer optional. They are essential for business excellence in today's fast-changing world. If you look at the benefits, it gives numerous benefits. Yes, due to time constraint, I won't touch upon those benefits. So, artificial intelligence is not an option, it is necessity. As you all know that competition is the necessity is the mother of invention. As in the case of artificial intelligence, competitive necessity drives the adoption of artificial intelligence. Most of the statistical surveys indicate that 90% of the business leaders, they use artificial intelligence as fundamental to their strategies. It shows very clearly it is need of the hour. By considering these utmost importance, pinnacle of artificial intelligence and its distinctive features, today we have organized a two-day international conference on artificial intelligence, AI-powered applications and strategies for business excellence. We hope this forum ignites discussions that go beyond boardrooms and classrooms. May it inspire entrepreneurs to dream bigger, researchers to dig deeper, and businesses to evolve faster. Because business excellence, it's all about resilience, relevance, and responsible innovation. With this, before concluding my introductory and welcome, that we have received 297 papers. Out of these, more than 12 from foreign countries, more than India. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words and for articulating the purpose of this gathering with such clarity. I request Dr. Raghavendra sir to welcome Professor Satyaja the first guest by presenting a token of love. We shall now proceed with the inauguration of the program. I request all the dignitaries on the dais to kindly join in the lighting the lamp.
Thank you, dignitaries.
I now invite Dr. Chalwani CI, Assistant Professor, VSK University, Ballari, to
respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, and well-learned delegates.
I invite Dr. Siddhappa, Assistant Professor, VSK University, Ballari, to introduce our keynote speaker.
Good morning, one and all. It gives me an immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Claire Walsh, Madam. Dr. Claire Walsh is presently working as the Director of Education at the Institute of Analytics, that is IOA, a role that combines her two passions in work. Before moving to Institute of Analytics, Claire worked as a teacher and authored over 20 successful textbooks, including several global market leaders. She is also an expert in assessment and has advised high-stakes testing organizations and governments on assessment design. She is in the field of computer science. She completed an MSc in Web Science and then a PhD in Web Science, looking at scoring complex skills through telemetry gameplay data with the University of Southampton. In her studies, she was co-supervised and assessed by both the departments of Electronics and Computer Science and Education, disciplinary nature of modern data analytics. In her role, she intends to work to help others to become fully data literate. Madam, once again I welcome you, and we are very lucky to have you on this occasion as our keynote speaker. Thank you for giving me this.
Thank you, sir, for introducing the keynote speaker. I invite Dr. Claire Walsh to deliver the keynote address virtually.
I'm getting a yes in the chat. That's great. Thank you, Krishna Devi University. Guests and students, thank you so much for welcoming me to deliver the keynote at your conference. I'm very excited to join you in Bangalore virtually. I want to come back to Bangalore very soon. It's such a beautiful, green city. I do love it there. So I'm here today to talk about what is working in business and AI. What are the strategies that people are adopting that they are finding are successful? And we've been working with businesses for strategy. Around 80 to 90% have official use of AI. And then, of course, shadow adoption. What shall we adopt, shall we? It's how do we adopt? And we can see, this study that was published this year shows that they're breaking down their AI adoption into step-by-step business processes to ensure success. And for us at the Institute of Analytics, some companies may have a specialized team, they have a structure, they have training for their staff, they actually have AI embedded solutions. This is not asking ChatGPT something, but this is actually part of the system is delivered by a machine rather than a human. They have roadmaps to deliver adoption. They have feedback loops, which we've been saying that ethics are so important. They have trust among employees, making sure that their staff feel comfortable using AI. They are able to explain the use of AI. They're able to track their KPIs. They're able to foster trust among their customers. And they have also employee incentives to encourage people. All of these things are necessary for a mature AI strategy. It's shall we, shan't we? It's how. How are we going to do this? How can we intentionally design adoption? So we've come a long way in a short time. We have the benefit of working with some of the most senior leaders in companies like Microsoft, Google, Apple, all of the big tech companies, and banks and insurance and all of these businesses. And one of the things that they are saying is that when we talk about artificial intelligence, when we talk about our AI plan, we need to break it down into 3 separate areas. Again, talking about AI is a little bit too general to be helpful. And we have 3 options available to us today. Modeling to machine learning, where we train a machine to carry out the task for us on our own data. And this still has a very strong use case. This is artificial intelligence, but it still has a super strong use case in the modern workplace. It's like traditional statistics. It will tell you what is likely to happen. It's optimal. It will give you insights, it will give you predictions. Some tasks are so simple, we don't need a complex machine. You don't need something like ChatGPT to write emails in response to events. You can just send an email. We don't need something like ChatGPT to clean up our data. We have other solutions, robotic process automation. So this is where we have very simple, deterministic problems that have the same answer again and again and again. And it's easier and it's more effective. So why would you want a complex solution? These perform repetitive, rule-based tasks in digital systems, and they can automate workflows. Often we have dedicated software. Our accountants have seen this coming. And then we have agents, and this is the exciting one. These are semi-independent. They can carry out some tasks for us, but they're not terribly good at things like context. When different approaches, when you understand the difference between them, then companies are able to move forward with their digitization plans. So AI adoption has moved rapidly. We are seeing a huge change in the conversation. But it's not universal at all. So some things are holding it back. And in some ways, for me, this is good news, particularly for us. The big thing, of course, is that we need a very mature data governance and risk governance network. And this needs a different way of thinking about business. We need a centralized risk and data strategy. We need a fairly centralized AI strategy. But then we can actually start deploying roadmaps, nurturing talent and skills, adopting edges of our business operations. And that needs a new management strategy, which is not easy. We know that we have challenges. ChatGPT can be charming, results. But it also comes with risk, not least. Accuracy, this is a business, Knights of Old. It is a 150-year-old business that was operating in the UK. Someone leaked a password into an AI machine. It's that quick and it's that simple to destroy. I want to think about them. I'm not worried about you staying employed for several reasons. Security is one of them. You cannot put everything into an agent, into a large language model like ChatGPT. Anything you type in there will live there forever now, and it can be asked, a judge can ask to see it in a legal case, which means that we have to actually start thinking carefully about these conversations we think we're having in private with these machines. They are building evidence against us. If we ever use it to do anything, we should think carefully about the legal implications of how we're using them. We have to think really carefully about the limits of the technology. Large language models like ChatGPT, like Gemini, like OpenAI, know nothing about context. Nothing. They only deliver back public information. And so you are what's happening around you, what's important to you. And in business, these questions are really essential. And so for this reason, I welcome the use of artificial intelligence without fear that it's going to replace me. Because there are things I can do that this machine cannot. Another challenge you have is that they suck up to you. They will never criticize you. They are shockingly like your best friend. If you type something into it, like say you're having a problem at work and your boss seems overly critical and you ask it to write, an email to how to deal with the situation, it will immediately assume you've assessed the situation correctly, that actually your boss is the problem, not you. Whereas a human might say, you know what, you don't come on time, and you don't fill in your work, and you've got a few problems that you need to address, you need to sort out. I understand you what you want to hear. And we can't just accept, we can't be an echo chamber where the machine tells us what we want to hear every time. So then, I'm going to get technical. We have 3 technical challenges we need to work on. And again, these are all things to help plan our strategy, to help us make the right decisions. The biggest problem is hallucination. This is where the machine just imagines a reality that doesn't exist. We will never get rid of this. We have some applications called RAG, which is we take the ChatGPT and we train it to do a specific task. It's 3.5 to 27% fantasy. That's not a great figure. Especially 27% for commercial applications. That is highly problematic. So we have to think about what tools we this figure here of 0.9% is probably. Another solution we use is jailbreaking. This is where we filter what you can ask in the prompt. So you can't filter what the machine produces. There's nothing you can do to control it. But you can control what questions people can ask. And this has done a lot of good to remove hate, profanity, unacceptable content, which would come out, trust me, in these large language that would come out if we didn't control what you can ask for. But at the same time, there are limits to how much prompting we can control. In particular, if you ask the machine, well, 3 fun facts about Ben, there is nothing we can do to stop it telling you his social security number, private details, things that we need to know. And AI, I find, can be challenging. If it fails, you can't repeat the process identically, and that can be really problematic. Here's the solution. When we get it right, so these are all the problems, but when we get it right, it's amazing. This is the solution. Field. Construction is a huge industry, and health and safety in construction is really important. Here is a photograph of a construction site here in the UK. Have a look. Can you see anything that you think makes this construction site dangerous? Let's let the AI have a look. Okay, now you can see here the lighting is poor in the background. The AI will identify issues with health and safety that sometimes the expert will miss. And this machine is being used in the biggest construction area. It's being used across the world to improve but being a second eye, a second or third eye to then students. I'm sure you have the question, well, how do we prepare? What's my future? What's my place in this?